Good morning all. In previous lecture we learned with the introduction as well as external morphology of the earthworm. Now let us discuss with the next topic. Anatomy of the earthworm. So in the previous lecture we had learned with the external morphology and how we identify the dorsal and ventral surface in which segment particularly which structure is present there. Fine. Now the body wall. In anatomy, first of all, body wall. The outermost layer of the body wall. Body wall is nothing but, in other language we say that it is skin. So the body wall of the earthworm, which consists outermost side cuticle layer. Now there are no any developed respiratory organs. There are no well-developed respiratory organs present in the earthworm. So, we have learned with the respiratory system. Trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, alveoli, lungs are there in human being. So, same type of the respiratory organs are not developed in the earthworm. So that's why earthworm is respired through body wall or through skin. This is known as cuticular respiration. So here I can erase the skin, instead of that I can write the body wall. And along with that, the most important thing, actually this is the topic of the circulatory system of the earthworm. In the earthworm, no RBCs are present. RBCs are absent there. So yes, the blood of the earthworm is red in color. due to hemoglobin. But here hemoglobin is not situated in RBC. Hemoglobin is directly dissolved in the blood plasma. Okay, and along with that, here in the earthworm, closed circulatory system is there. You revise a little bit portion in 4th chapter. We are done with it, that in earthworm, in Annelida, first circulatory system is seen. First circulatory system in the whole animal kingdom, and that is of closed type. Okay, so see, the body wall of the earthworm is covered externally by the thin non-cellular cuticle, and below which is the epidermis. So outermost layer, that is cuticle layer. Fine. Then next to the cuticle, epidermis is there. This epidermis consists circular muscle and longitudinal muscle. So circular muscles doing the movement like this, and longitudinal muscles doing like this. So you know that earthworm is crawling animal, just like this. In previous lecture I have shown to you that due to the circular muscles, the body is bent at the one side, and due to the longitudinal muscle, the body becomes short. Due to the circular muscle, body is angulated, and during the longitudinal muscles, body becomes short, and it is helpful for crawling. Fine. So just next to the cuticle layer, fine, epidermis is there. The lowermost portion next to the epidermis innermost layer is known as coelomic epithelium. Okay, so innermost layer is coelomic epithelium. The epidermis is made up of the single layer columnar epithelium, which contain secretory gland cells. So So it consists of the glandular cells. So here in glands, two types of cells are present. Some cells secrete the albumin. Albumin is a protein, so you know that albumin secreting cells, and some specialized cells are secreting the mucus. So along with albumin, mucus and cuticle, these three types of the chemicals are secreted here. So different types of the cells are there, glandular cells. So this is about the body wall. Now we will discuss in detail about the alimentary canal. See, alimentary canal is complete. You know that on the first segment mouth is there. Complete alimentary canal means both the side open. So you know that in the first fragment, the first segment, alimentary canal is open in the form of mouth, and in the last segment, alimentary canal is end in the anus. So here alimentary canal is of complete type. Fine. Now I can divide the whole earthworm body into different fragments, but according to the alimentary canal, which components are present in which fragment, that I will tell you. Yes. On the first, sorry, here buccal cavity is present. Wait. See, on first segment is known as peristomium, and this is already discussed in the external morphology. So in this peristomium, two parts are there. angulated part, pointed part is prostomium. It is sensory organ. So earthworm has no eyes. Earthworm has no eyes, no any well-developed respiratory organs. Fine. So through the prostomium, it sensitized the soil particles, and according to the light intensity, it decides its direction to move. So in first segment peristomium, mouth is present. So through this mouth, it engulfs the food, and through the prostomium, it makes the soil soft. So on first segment, now first to third fragment, buccal cavity is present. Okay, so buccal cavity is present in first to three fragments. Fourth segment, pharynx is present. Okay, so next to the buccal cavity, pharynx is there. It is present in the fourth segment. Fifth to seventh segment, esophagus is present. So in 8th to 9th segment, actually it is present in the 8th segment mostly. So in the 8th segment, gizzard is present, and in gizzard chitinous teeth are present. So actually when you see that in the mouth, no any type of the chewing components are present. So for chewing the food, grinding, mixing, gathering the food properly, okay, so chitinous teeth are present here in the gizzard. So gizzard is present in 8th segment. It acts as a grinder. Now, 9th to 15th segment, sorry, 14th segment. In 9th to 14th segment, stomach is present. So this stomach consists see what is humus. Actually, earthworm is saprophytic. It is decomposer. In previous lecture, I had told to you that earthworm is decomposer, and decomposers are also known as scavengers of the earth. Now, what is humus? Humus is totally decomposed dead material. Fully developed decomposing the dead material is known as humus. Humus is neutralized by the calciferous gland, and this calciferous gland which is present in the stomach. So in 9th to 14th segment, stomach is present. Now I can leave this some space here. So on the 26th segment, from the 26th segment you see the diagram, 26th segment you trace that. So from the 26th segment, from the alimentary canal, laterally the small finger like structure produce it is known as intestinal cecum. Now this intestinal cecum, it produces all the digestive enzymes for digestion of the food. So from this intestinal cecum, just above that 15th segment to the 26th segment, that region is known as pre-typhlosolar region. Pre-typhlosolar region means what? Here see, dear all students, typhlosols are nothing but the microvilli. Now you know that. After the 26th segment, here in the 26th segment, all the digestive enzymes are secreted, right? So majority the food is digested here. So see, wait, I will combine these all the topics. 26th to 95th segment of the body. The long region is known as typhlosolar region. Here in the typhlosolar region, typhlosols are present. So these typhlosols are microvilli-like structure. What is the function of the microvilli? It increases the absorptive surface area for the absorption. So in 26th to 95th segment, typhlosols are there. So from the 14th segment, after the 14th segment, 15th to 26th segment, cecum are there. So 15th to 26th segment, prior to the typhlosol. So that 15th to 26th segment is known as pre-typhlosolar region, whereas 26th to 95th segment is known as typhlosolar region. Now See, 96th to last segment, or another way we say that last 23 to 25th segments. This region is known as post-diphlosolar region. It is also known as rectum. So here majority the food is digested in the 26th fragment. So after 26th segment to 26th to 95th segment, typhlosoles are present. So with the help of this typhlosole, digested food is absorbed. Now after 95th segment, no typhlosoles are there. So no absorption. After absorption, the indigested food, it is converted into excretory product, feces or stool, like that. And on the last segment, so on the tip of the last segment on the mid side, the small aperture is there. It is known as anus, and through this anus, worm casting occurs. So indigested soil particles are ejected by the anus. So this is about the digestive tract or alimentary canal of the earthworm. So here I can stop now. Next thing we will discuss in the next lecture.